So welcome everyone, सबका स्वागत है. And language हम हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों रखेंगे क्योंकि people who watch it, some of them understand Hindi, some of them understand English. So that's why mix करना उचित रहे. कुछ कुछ दोहे हम हिंदी में ले सकते हैं पूर्णतः और कुछ कुछ हम इंग्लिश में लेंगे. So that it's kind of has a wider outreach. And today I have a bhajan with me in front of me. I hope you can see it on the screen. And I also have brought a few dohas with you to share. And before I begin the sharing, I would like to ask you if anyone has got anything that you may have been reading of Kabirji or related. And if you would like to share now or later, whatever is comfortable.
I haven't brought anything.
Acha. You've got yourself.
Got myself.
For us, that is enough. Huh? Thanks for joining. Yeah. Okay, so let us start then and we'll see. Please keep on unmuting and sharing whenever you have reflections. Yeah. So this song is again from Malwa, Madhya Pradesh. And as I've shared in the beginning that most of the stuff that I'm taking is from this Kabir project, Ajab Shahar, where Shabnam Virmani and Vipul Rikhi, both of them and the team has done a lot of work. So these are the collections that they have got from the folk tradition of Kabir. And this one says, "Aisi mari preet nibhav jo, ho nirdhan ka ho ram, bhav sagar mein bhulo mati." So we were talking last time of this separate entity called myself who feels so limited. The ego feels limited. It feels incomplete. From the point of view of awareness, pure consciousness, there is nothing that is lacking. But if we look at from the point of view of ego, it is lacking something. It is wanting a resolution. So it is a song from the side of a seeking, from a seeking ego, if one can say, from a seeking self, which is more and more getting enchanted by the beloved. So, and it has kind of gotten a few glimpses of that pure light of awareness, and it's saying that without you, I'm actually lost in the sea of the world. So don't leave me, don't leave me alone. So it's kind of a prayer more than yearning and invocation or a prayer. Tam to jharkat hum beladi. You are like a trunk of the tree, and I am like a creeper that goes on the tree. So without you, I have no support. Without you, how can I be? Tam to dhal done hum sukhi jawa. It means that if the trunk is not there, if the trunk dies away, how will the creeper have any anchor? There would be no anchor for the creeper.
Mara, the line before that also. Tam Ranga tam se liptai. What does Ranga?
Yeah. So I keep on crawling around you as the creeper kind of builds up around the trunk of the tree, and that's how I kind of I'm totally around you, with you. Tam to dhal done hum sukhi jawa, mara kai ho hawal. What will happen to me if you are not there? If I don't find you, what will happen to me? Mara kai ho hawal. Aisi mari preet nibhavajo. This is how, please stay true to my love. I'll also share the English translation later. Tam to badal hum moria. Ranga tam se harkaye, judaye. So you are clouds, you are the rain, and I am the peacock. Whenever we talk of a peacock, rain comes along with the peacock, as if they are both one. There is a oneness that they share. So without the clouds, without the rain, what will happen to the peacock? How will he enjoy being a peacock? Ranga tam se harkhaye. I am just joined. I am one with you. Tam to garjo or barso. Tam to garjo ne hum boliya. when you know, make a noise, like when you thunder, I speak. So it's your thunder that making me sing. If your thunder is not there, you are not there, how will I be singing, expressing myself out? Mara kahin ho hawal. So this is the refrain that comes again and again. Mara kahin ho hawal. What will happen to me? Because I am just one with you. You know, I without you, I cease to exist. Tam to samandar, hum machli. You are the ocean, I am the fish. And again, if we talk about water, and fish cannot be without water. Water can be without fish, but fish cannot be without water. Tam to samandar, hum machli, ranga tamara ho mai. You know, I have to stay in you, immersed in you. Without you, I just suffocate. Without you, I would not be able to breathe. Tam to sukhone hum mari jawa. If you dry up, I will not be. I will just die away. Mara kahin ho hawal. Towards the end, as in every bhajan, kahe Kabir Dharamdas se piyu thara ghat mahe. You know, Kabir is talking to Dharamdas, or telling this to Dharamdas, that piyu, you know, the beloved, is in the body. It is harboring the body. Piyu thara ghat mai. Ghat is again and again referred to this boundary that we have been given in this human birth. Kahe Kabir Dharmadas se piyu hriday re dhadkaye. So the one that makes your heart beat, that is the one. That is your beloved. Without that, you are not. Mara kahin ho hawal, bhav sagar mein bhulo mati. You know, bhav sagar, पहले भी आपने नाम सुना होगा कि संसार को भावनाओं का सागर, भव सागर कहा गया है. And we know it very well, you know, how we get entangled in this mesh of emotions, knowing myself as a separate person who needs or seeks separate personalities in relationships or somewhere else. And we really suffer so badly getting entangled, knowing ourselves only as that one, that limited one. So by constant remembrance of the beloved, who my true beloved is, not the one, a person outside, that a person will leave one day or the other day. You know, it is the fact of life that people come and go, no matter how fondly we may be related with them. You know, it is just a fact. So who is the true beloved then? Because even when we are getting in relationships, even when we are getting married, we are not really finding the true beloved. You know, we may have this utopia for a couple of years, but then it sheds off and I'm alone, all by myself. So where is this lover that I am seeking? Does it exist at all or not? And according to the masters and mystics, the true beloved exists within us. Now, where is it? How to find? You know, that's the journey. That's the journey. So let's sing this. So this was the Hindi that I shared, and there is also this English translation which I'll be sharing with you on the document later. Yeah. साजन रे मैं तोरे थाकी और बसु विराने बास, काम करूं घर आपनो जिवड़ो तमिड़े पास. So it's again a doha that comes in the beginning. Sajan re मैं तोरे थाकी. I am made out of the same fabric that you are. Sajan re, oh my beloved, I am made of the same fabric that you are. Sajan re मैं तोरे थाकी. Or basu virane vas, and I have been living in a land which appears so alien to me, which does not feel home. It doesn't feel home here. Kaam karu ghar apno. So what I do is I do all the chores. I involve myself in the daily activities. Kaam karu ghar apno, to jivdo tamide paas. But my heart truly immerses itself in you, in your remembrance. So I am in this world, yet I know that I do not belong here. I'm here for a time being. It's just a passing phase that I'm here. ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभावा जो हो निर्धन का हो राम, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो दुर्बल का हो राम, भव सागर में भूलो मती, तम तो झरकट हम बेलड़ी, रंगा तमा से लिपटाए, तम तो ढल डोने हम सुखी जावा, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो निर्धन का हो राम, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो दुर्बल का हो राम, भव सागर में घुलो मटी, तम तो बादल हम मोरिया, रंगा तम से हर खाए, तम तो गरजों ने हम बोलिया, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो निर्धन का हो राम, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो दुर्बल का हो राम, भव सागर में घुलो मती, हम तो समुद्र हम माछली, रंगा तमरा हो माय, तम तो सुख ने हम मरी जावा, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, भव सागर में भूलो मती, कहे है कबीर धर्मी दास से, पीयूं थारा घट माय, कहे है कबीर धर्मी दास से, पीयूं हृदय रे धड़का, भव सागर में भूलो मती, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो निर्धन का हो राम, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभाव जो हो दुर्बल का हो राम, भव सागर में भूलो मती, मारा कहीं हो हवाल, ऐसी मारी प्रीत निभावजो. So any questions at this? Anything that is not clear in the lyrics? You can pick it up. The one thing that comes in the beginning is ho durbal ka ho ram, nirdhan ka ho ram. So this is very interesting actually. So why is it being said nirdhan ka ho ram, durbal ka ho ram? So any thoughts there? If anyone would like to reflect. For me, yes, Shreya, please share.
It's just speculation. Maybe because only when we are feeling weak do we remember God.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. So
Our vulnerability makes us seek something stronger than us.
beautiful. Yes, very nice. Usually, the pride in which the ego lives, that I know, uh, when the ego realizes the futility of its efforts, then this, as you were sharing, this things come that yes, I cannot do anything. I the happiness that I seek, I just am not able to get it. So there must be something more than me, or higher than me, the intelligence, if we want to call it an intelligence higher than me, which can shed some light upon us. So the ego, owing to the fact which usually lives in a full pride and arrogance, now it has realized the futility of its actions, and that's why nirdhan or durbal. So I realize that I do not have any strength. All the strength is just what the grace gives me. Nirdhan, by nirdhan, because the true treasure is something that is not with me. The ego keeps on seeking that treasure, but it never gets to the treasure. Because when the treasure is got, ego is not there. So it's like the annihilation of the ego is the revelation of the treasure. But for that, ego has to first fall on almost to her knees, coming down, bowing down on her knees, that this is not working. My steps are not working, my actions are not taking me anywhere. And that's why nirdhan and durbal, that I actually feel a lack of strength, and I really want someone to, only then, as you said, only one, then we become open to grace, when we realize that my mere kare kuch nahi hoga. So then that's the kind of a, it's like we look above to the heavens, if I can use that word, and then call upon something more powerful than me, which can shed light, and which again is not up there somewhere, it's just here only, but yet we call that there is something up there. It's not separate from us. The essence is not separate from us, because it's our essence. How can it be separate from us? It's just that when we are too entangled in the thought game, the mind game, and all that, it is just veiled. The essence seems to be veiled. It is not veiled. It just seems to be veiled. Yeah. So to get rid of that fog and to have the clarity, then this prayer comes out of the being, which is a true prayer. So it's very important for us to fall down on our knees. It may sound a bit strange, but that's how it is. And I think it's beautiful. Those of us who have tasted that falling down on our knees, we know how beautiful it is. So, yeah. So let us then take some dohas and then keep on sharing your reflections. I've just kind of compiled a few things, whatever I felt right for today. So it's something on moh today that I have taken. Anything that we become attached to, moh, just like a honeybee sticks to the honey out of an attraction, anything that pulls me, and then I make it my object of living. जब घट मोह समाइया सबे भया अंधियार निर्मोह ज्ञान विचार के साधु उतरे पार. So Kabir ji is saying that when the mind and the body are too attracted by objects of attraction, if my eyes are pulling me somewhere, I go there. If my emotions are pulling me somewhere, I just go there. जब घटी मोह समाइया सबे भया अंधकार, तो हर जगह अंधियारा ही अंधियारा नजर आता है. क्यों नजर आता है? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि जो ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अटेंशन है वो मुझे फुलफिल कर देगा. लगता है ऐसा ही है, चाहे वो एक इंसान हो, चाहे वो पर्सन हो, या फिर वो एक कुछ खाने पीने की चीज हो. लगता है ऐसे कि ये मेरे को, हियर लाइज माय रिडेम्पशन, ऐसा लगता है. वन गेट्स अट्रैक्टेड टू इट. निर्मोह ज्ञान विचार के sadhu utre par. So one who is a real sadhak, the one who wants to now traverse this path, nirmoh gyan vichar ke, he will have to now know what is there if not attachment. He will have to know himself prior to attachment. What is to me as a person prior to getting attached or attracted to something. When we talk about Big Bang, we see that in Big Bang, all the planets, all these material came out of nothing. So there was nothing before the matter. ये जो संसार हमें इतना रियल दिखता है और है भी, हाँ, इससे पहले क्या था? इससे पहले nothing. So all of that appears so real to me actually came out of nothing, a nothingness. So how to then get rid of this andhyara that we face in our relationships and in our job, work, life, and in day-to-day activities? How to get rid of this mental haze? How to get rid of this emotional haze? Because we know that it is there and it troubles us, it hurts us. So मोह से मुक्त ज्ञान के आधार पर संत लोग, not even sant log, it's just a translation that I've picked up from somewhere. The sadhak, the true sadhak who now wants to know the truth, he will have to keep on stepping back and find in himself that which existed prior to the object or the person or the object of attraction. So there the mind gets back absorbed in the source from where it is originating. And then one knows oneself as that and knows not as the one who is seeking through the objects of attraction. Because we know what a suffering it is in our seeking. We all have tasted that suffering. कोई भी इंसान हमें आज तक पूरा नहीं कर पाया, चाहे वो कितना भी प्यारा हो हमें. तो कुछ है जो हम मिस करते हैं, कुछ है जो हम बार बार इग्नोर कर देते हैं. And that is why it is called as ignorance. We ignore that which is very obvious. It is so obvious that it can be ignored. Just like the space, when we go and look at somebody's newly built house, we don't say, oh wow, what a beautiful space. We don't say that. We say, what a beautiful room, or what a beautiful whatever kitchen. We just completely ignore the very obvious, which is the space in which the room or the flat is standing. So this ignorance of the very obvious is what is the sadhana. to not to forget the very obvious. Who am I before the object of attraction? Who am I before the thought comes into picture? Who am I before the feeling comes into picture? Who am I? And getting to know yourself truly as that, and then living a life from that space. As we were talking last time, जो साधना है वो क्या है? यही जो गैप होता है ना, कि धीरे धीरे one has now getting to have a more understanding of who I truly am, and now this understanding has to reflect in my actions. इसी में इनर एंड आउटर का जो गैप है, इसको धीरे 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 और ऑलमोस्ट इसको डिसॉल्व करना होता है. दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज द साधना फ्रॉम इनर टू आउटर एंड फ्रॉम आउटर टू इनर. Because in the beginning I may think that I know myself, who I am truly, but it is just a mental concept to me, and that is why it is not reflecting in my behavior, in my day-to-day actions. And that is what takes time, because the hold of tendencies, hold of sanskaras is such a strong hold that it kind of, it feels that I'm back there again, but we are never back there again. There is always something more that has happened in the time. There's more understanding that has dawned upon, which will in time reflect itself in the outward action. So yeah. मोह को इसलिए थोड़ा सा एक if I would say a devilish रूप दिया गया है, क्योंकि the moment attraction or attachment comes, immediately the sense of a lack in me is perpetuated. It's like it's fueled by that object of attraction. क्योंकि लगता क्या है कि मेरे में कुछ है जो कम है, और अगर बाहरी सिचुएशन ठीक नहीं होती है, या ये बंदा वैसे बिहेव नहीं करता जैसे ये करना चाहिए इसको मेरे हिसाब से, तो मेरे में वो कुछ कम रह जाएगा. तो मुझे पूर्णता तब मिलेगी जब ये बाहर की सिचुएशन या बाहर का बंदा मेरे हिसाब से चलेगा. सो इट परपेचुएट्स दिस सेंस ऑफ लैक विद इन द बीइंग, एंड हेंस वी identify ourselves more as that sense of lack and less as the one who truly is aware of all that. As if I'm becoming entangled in the role very deeply, and I see that I do not get the fulfillment. All of us have been through so many experiences, and we know that there is hardly any fulfillment that we get from outer people or situations. Yeah, so Yasho is sharing, this is something to hold on to. We are never back there again. Yes. Yeah. And there are also a few Zen Sufi proverbs on this, where they say that you cannot step in the same water twice. So it may feel that, oh my God, I'm back there again. The anger is still there. No, but you are not back there again, because now you can see there is someone who is reflecting over the anger. Earlier, anger was having its havoc throughout. So we are not aware that that something has changed dramatically. As mother also points out, mother talks about this egg and the chick developing. For many days, the egg remains the same size. And if one sees it from the outer surface, one says that as if nothing is happening. But if one looks very closely, something is happening inside the shell of the egg. And one day crack and it's open, the chick is out, fully formed chick. So can we say that nothing was happening while the egg was unbroken? We cannot say that. And time की या समय की यही खूबी है कि जो outer changes हैं वो होते रहते हैं. समय की यही खूबी है that nothing stays, and yet we are always that which is unchanging. So it's a beautiful paradox that we are kind of getting a chance to live. What a paradox, in Savitri, we were reading that day in Savitri, mother shares, Sri Aurobindo shares that the limitless in a limited body. Limitless in a limited body. Seems so paradoxical. How can it be? How can it be? But it is. So eternal is in a body which is trapped in time. A timelessness in the body which is trapped in time. And I have heard somewhere, I don't know where exactly it is coming from, that truth, wherever truth is always in paradoxes. Wherever there is a paradox, there must be a strong connection with truth, because truth is never limited to a concept. And that's why the paradox bring, okay, ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, बिल्कुल हो सकता है, दोनों seeming बहुत opposite हैं, but दोनों एक साथ हो रहे हैं. Because truth is not limited by the conception of the mind. So this is the beauty. Yeah. And again, I would like to say that when it is said sadhu utre par, now as if it appears that तुमने पूरा संसार को, as if you have gone past the sansar. But that is not what it means. It just means that now I am stationed, or I know myself as who I truly am, and therefore I can perform the worldly activities in a beautiful way than what I was doing earlier. Because these things now do not kidnap me. They don't entangle me anymore. And hence I can give my best to it. Because there is no expectation or demand of return. So I can put my energy in whatever I love to do. And I will not, there will be no part in me which will be seeking something in return. That seeking something in return has gone. Now it may spring up again, and that is why Maya has been called as Mahathagni. Even being on this path of sadhana for a long time, that seeking can emerge anytime. कि मुझे चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए. And the more I delve into that seeking, the more I perpetuate the sense of lack in me. And the more I let the lack be, do not attend to it. Let it be. Let it be. And know myself as the open, vast space, or the pure light of knowing. The one that knows all this happening. There, nothing can trap me. There, I'm still untouched. मेरे साथ बहुत अत्याचार हो सकता है हुए हों, but that space is still untouched, who I truly am. So again, keep sharing as and when. On the same lines, मोह नदी विकराल है, कोई ना उतरे पार, सतगुरु केवट साथ लेई, हंस होए जम न्यार. So Kabir ji is saying कि जो ये मोह की नदी है, मोह रूपी नदी, the mind can get deluded by any sense perception or attraction at any point of time. ये विकराल नदी है, it's like really a भयंकर dangerous river. कोई ना उतरे पार. आज तक ऐसा नहीं है जो बोल दे अब मैं पार उतर गया. Because the moment you say it, something again can happen in future, where something unlikely, whatever, that you are again attracted by it. So one can actually never say that अब तो मैं तो पार हो गया, क्योंकि मैं कभी पार नहीं हो सकता. Yes, Shreya, please ask now.
It's actually something that you said earlier कि जो ये एक ऑब्जर्वर है, जो एक अंदर, मतलब दिस प्रेजेंस, एंड देयर इज दिस एस्पेक्ट आउटसाइड जो इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में एब्जॉर्ब्ड है एंड इज गेटिंग पुल्ड हियर एंड देयर, कि इन दोनों के बीच का गैप कम होता रहे. दैट इज द जर्नी. So much so that they dissolve. It dissolves in the inner presence. So I was just wondering that each one of us is born with a certain personality. For example, I don't have much patience. On the contrary, say Udbhav has a lot of patience. So, but this inner presence, मतलब जो inner हमारा वो है एस्पेक्ट, उसकी क्वालिटीज तो सब हर किसी में सेम ही होती होंगी ना.
बिल्कुल
मतलब
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
if it merges into that, if we start working from that space more and more, what happens to our personality then?
Beautiful question. Yes, I think we had touched upon this also in some other session, but I will again share here. So this is what is called in integral yoga as psychic personality or true personality, जो जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हो ना. So obviously that awareness or that space is qualityless. It's nirgun. Huh? So that nirgun, when it manifests itself out, it needs some qualities, because that which has no quality cannot manifest itself out. So that is the very purpose of the whole play of the world, that the one which is no quality, the one which is quality less, if I can use that word for a lack of proper word, that now is manifesting itself out in order to know himself, that मैं कितने कितने तरीके में हो सकता हूं. क्योंकि वो होना कैसे पता लगेगा, अब अगर मैं कुछ हूं तब मुझे पता लगेगा. जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे स्पेस, स्पेस का होना ना होना एक बराबर है, बट अगर स्पेस में एक ब्यूटीफुल मूर्ति हम क्रिएट करते हैं तो वो दिखती है, उसकी क्वालिटीज हैं. सो व्हेन द नोइंग or the true witness within, which is forever happening, witnessing is never stopping, witnessing is forever happening. It's just that one gets entangled in the thought so much that one is unaware that witnessing is happening. Huh? So when more and more the light of pure knowing shines through your being, it's almost, imagine that you have a very thin curtain which you call as true swabhava in this life. हाँ, जो हम कहते हैं कि हम कुछ ट्रेड्स के साथ पैदा हुए हैं, हाँ ये मेरा नेचर है, इस टाइप का मेरा स्वभाव है. तो दैट थिन डेलिकेट कर्टन इज लाइक, इट हैज सम माइल्ड डिजाइन्स ऑन इट. नाउ व्हेन द सन लाइट passes through this curtain, it will reflect in a different way. This is my true swabhava. अभी क्या हो रहा है? हाँ, सॉरी, बोल.
So then every human being has a different true swabhava.
Exactly. And mother has on this only said that in a true world, which is now to come more and more, each and every person will be actually arranged in a level of hierarchy. We are not equals. So internally we are all equals. From that point of view of pure awareness, pure space, we are all equals. But when it comes to the manifested part, we are not equals. We are suited to different levels of the whole world existence. What you can do beautifully, I cannot do, according to your nature, as you said, right? The place I can occupy, someone else cannot occupy that beautifully. So mother says that in a proper system where the psychic personality is taking the lead, each and every person will be doing the roles or manifesting the roles which suits the best to his personality. That is the psychic personality. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. So let us take this one then if not anything. The river of delusion is horrible. None can cross it. Satguru kevat saath le. If the god as boatsman is with you, Hans hoye jamnyar. The swan of truth can be saved from the god of death. Now what is to be saved from the god of death? I know myself as either my thought, I know myself either as the feeling, I know myself either as the story, I know myself either as the body. And all this is passing. You know, we have seen and we see a thought comes and passes by. A feeling comes and passes by. It is fleeting. Now that's a different matter, that it may come again, and it does come again. But again, it passes by. It does not stay. When I'm sleeping, that feeling is gone. In deep sleep, the feeling is gone. What stays? Now, one may say that in deep sleep, there is nothing that stays. It's just that the mind, mostly in deep sleep, only the deep part of sleep, the mind is not there. So what is shining brightly is the pure light of awareness. And why I have no recollection of deep sleep? Because the mind was absent. There is nothing to recollect. What will it recollect when it was not even there? So that is one experience of pure light of awareness, when only that awareness is present. Not aware of something, just the pure light of awareness. An ocean does not need a fish. A fish needs an ocean. So the light of awareness does not need any object in order to be. It is just there. It is always there. Eternal, timeless. So what is to be saved from death? The more I identify myself with the body, the mind, and the thoughts and the feelings, I will die. That I will die. What is the I in me that cannot die? The more I get absorbed into my own essence and live a life from there, it's not abandonment of life, living a life, a purer life from there, then I am living in the world, yet I am not of the world. Because even when the god of death comes, it cannot take me away, because that me is pure awareness. It cannot take me away. And that's why Kabir in many dohas also shares that मरने से पहले मर जाओ. मरने से पहले मरने का ये मतलब है कि जो आप अपने आप को समझते हो जो मर सकता है, उसके प्रति मर जाओ. Stop, maybe realize who you truly are, so that you are freed of the mortal bondages. And now live a life. Who is stopping you to live a life? And that's what we were talking, Shreya, what Shreya asked. The true psychic personality, more and more as it expresses itself, the baggages keep on dropping. Psychic personality is manifesting that divine truth out through its swabhava. It's not wanting anything in return. It's working just, भैया मेरे को तो कृपा की मेरे को ये काम मिल गया. अब मुझे क्या चाहिए? मेरे को तो ये काम मिल गया बहुत सुंदर. And again, it is not the stopping of true emotions. It is not the stopping of thoughts and feelings. It is just a rising or an emergence of a purer kind of life, a richer kind of life. Feelings still will be there. Thoughts also will be there. The body is also there. But the entanglement has gone. So the same thing, externally everything is the same, but something has moved. So this is a kind of a progression from a life driven by ego to a life lived for the divine. What we were talking of psychic personality, to a life lived for the divine. And Mother says at one point, that tell the ego that your time is over. We've had centuries where ego has created all the havoc that it has created.
Does Mother give any discipline for living a life for the divine?
Not particularly, but everywhere in the talks of Mother or words, it's very implicit. जो आप पूछ रहे हो ना, it's everywhere in all the talks, in all the little excerpts. It's very very implicit. But as such कोई discipline नहीं है. Yes, she does share these 11 points जो मैंने पहले भी आप लोगों से share किए हैं. The 11 points towards a psychic personality, towards the emergence of psychic. this we were I was sharing with you earlier कि जब तक पिंजर में सांस है, as long as we have breath in the body, I have to be aware that this seeking self can emerge anytime. जहां लगी सब संसार है, मिरक सबन की मोह, सुर नर नाग पाताल अरु, ऋषि मुनिवर सब जो. Wherever you see the world, the deer of delusion has pervaded. Everything is pervaded by it. God, men, the snake of lower world, the hermit, and the saint are all under its influence. So, मतलब कहाँ रुके कि अगर मैं ये बोल दूं कि हो गया मेरा, मेरे को, मैं तो पार उतर गई. Again, something will happen where I will be trapped. So one can actually never be sure. One can only be on this path. और मिरक क्यों कहा गया है इसको? Why is it called like a mirage or a delusion? Because it seems that it is there, but it is not there. So whenever I am attracted to an object of attraction, चाहे वो एक इंसान है, चाहे वो एक जॉब है, पर्टिकुलर रिलेशनशिप है, कुछ भी है, the moment I get attracted to that, what is the mirage that I see? I see that it will fulfill me. This is the mirage or delusion that appears. And as I was sharing earlier, that it just perpetuates the sense of lack in me कि मुझ में कुछ तो है जो missing है, और अगर मैं वो पालूंगा तो वो पूरा हो जाएगा. And as we were sharing earlier कि हम सारे अपने experiences के through जानते हैं ये कि सब कुछ कर करके भी हम अधूरे ही रहते हैं. वो अधूरापन कहीं जाता नहीं है. तो इसका मतलब वो उन चीजों का फॉलो कर करके तो मुझे अधूरापन मेरा पूरा नहीं हो रहा. Now what is there that I am missing? Maybe I am just buying into this sense of lack which is not even there. Is not a sense of lack a story in my head? Where is the sense of lack in my deep sleep? It is not there. Because the mind is not active. So the moment जब आप सुबह उठते हैं, when we get up in the morning, immediately my mind does not become active. पौ फटती है जैसे, the dawn comes, and if one is awake or half awake, you're actually in a very relaxed state then. हो सकता है पहले का दिन बहुत बुरा गया हो. Still that little phase between dawn and sunrise is a deep relaxing phase. Why? Because the mind does not spring up into action just then. And then in some time the story comes back. The sense of lack also comes back with it. So what is it that we keep on missing? Why don't we see it clearly? Why don't we spend time with it? What is happening in my own being? Who stops me? और हमारी तो ऐसी हद है कि हम सालों साल तक एक ही प्रोसीजर करते रहते हैं. Albert Einstein says that it's like stupidity to be doing the same thing and expecting different results. That is what we do. We make external things our object of attraction. We try to fulfill ourselves through that, and we never get fulfilled, and yet we repeat that for almost a lifetime. So these sessions are an opportunity. Can we just stop and see what am I doing? Is it needed? Can I change the experiment? Can I just let the sense of lack be? क्योंकि जब ये मैं इसके कहने पे कुछ करता हूं, मैं अपने आप को ही ठोकर मारता रहता हूं बार बार. 2 मिनट के लिए अगर सिगरेट फूक ली, या 2 मिनट के लिए नेटफ्लिक्स पे कुछ देख लिया, 2 मिनट के लिए किसी बंदे को मिल लिए, ऐसा लगता है कि वो सेंस ऑफ लैक चली गई है. लेकिन द मोमेंट ऑल दीज appearances go away and I'm back to my lonely self, the sense of lack is back again. So as if it never went back, anywhere. It just got masked. So why to do what it tells me to do? Why not just let it be? And this is the catch. I feel that we cannot let it be because we are so identified with the sense of lack. Me and my story. होता क्या है कि the moment I say, even one day, अगर आप try करना चाहें, you know, I'm sure some of you may have tried. The moment I say, okay, sense of lack, you are coming, I see you, and I let you be, and do not follow its dictates. एकदम से ऐसी feeling आती है जैसे as if I have become the space in which all things can come and go. Suddenly, as if the identification has changed. I was here then, but now I have become this. I'm knowing myself as this. So this sense of lack can come and stay. I'm not going to touch it. It can let it be. You know, I can just let it be. And in that, I feel expanded. I feel like more like a space in which all things can come and go. Now, from this space, whenever I do any activity, it will not be arising out of that sense of lack. And that activity may be actually the same activity. I may again smoke a cigarette. I may again watch a series or meet a friend or call up a friend. But I am not calling because this call is going to fulfill me or fulfill something in me. The quality changes, you know. The experience itself changes. You know, मूल तत्व पर विचार. The next couplet shares, मोह फंद सब फंदिया. ऐसा कोई भी नहीं है जो इसके ग्रिप से बचा रहा हो. मोह फंद सब फंदिया, कोई न सके निवार. कोई साधु जन पार की, बिरला तत्व विचार. So this is what is needed, you know. Can I go close and contemplate, reflect over it? Can I give myself time? Not putting myself in labels and images that I am like this and I am like that. Just do it. Just being with all the raw sensations of life. विचार करना कि ये मैं कर क्या रहा हूं. इतने सालों से एक ही तरीके को तोड़ मरोड़ के मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूं. नहीं हो रहा, फिर भी करे जा रहा हूं. You know, Shreya, you were sharing that you think that you don't have that much of patience. No, just I would ask you to reflect. Just take your time to reflect over it. There must be so many phases or fields in life, your own life, where you are patient.
True. There are certain places where I have patience, and there are certain places where I have much less patience.
Ah,
I just don't care about them as much. So
yeah.
I,
अपना तो कोई नहीं देखा ठोक बजाए, अपना अपना क्या करे मोह भरम लिपटाए. Now again, when people read this kind of Kabir couplets, they think that Kabir कह रहे हैं कोई नहीं अपना, you know, कितनी गलत बात है, ऐसे तो क्यों आए हैं संसार में. But it's not like that. You know, I feel that the way we live our relationships, they are so based on selfishness. They are so based on this lack, sense of lack. And in that sense, we are actually just selfish people, and we just keep on almost sticking to those people जहां से ऐसा लगता है हमारी नीड कोई फुलफिल हो रही है, जो कि होती नहीं है. ना, सेंस ऑफ लैक फिर भी बना रहता है. तो कह रहे हैं अपना तो कोई नहीं, जिसको तू अपना कहता है वो तेरा है नहीं। अपना मतलब ऐसा जो हमेशा मेरे साथ हो। अब वो जो बंदा, चाहे मैं उसके साथ शादी करी हुई है मैंने, क्या वो हमेशा रहेगा मेरे साथ? क्या गारंटी है इसकी? अगर मैं उसको चिपकूंगी या चिपकूंगा, अपने आप को ही सफरिंग में डालने वाली बात है। बट वी डू दैट। अपना अपना क्या करे, मोह भरम लिपटाए। जिस तरह से आप किसी दूसरे के साथ किसी मोह के लिए चिपके हो, उसी तरह दूसरा बंदा भी आपके साथ मोह के कारण ही चिपका हुआ है। तो वो तुम्हारा कोई अपना नहीं है, सगा नहीं है। वो सगा किसका है? वो सगा स्वार्थ का है। और ये स्वार्थ भी बहुत ब्यूटीफुल चीज है। बीइंग सेल्फिश अगेन कैन बी टॉक्ड एट डिफरेंट लेवल्स। स्व अर्थ, स्वार्थ. So actually, one has to be utterly selfish in order to know oneself. And in that sense, selfishness is beautiful. But when we talk on the sense of lack, there what I am doing is that to fulfill the sense of lack, I am being selfish, that this person, let him be this fulfiller of my needs. Okay, so that is usually seen as you are being selfish and all that, right? But the one who truly cares for one's own being, one is the one who is utterly selfish, who would not stop before reaching the true happiness within himself. That kind of swarth do we need in life. So what is it that is truly mine? What is it that is truly apna in this couplet? Apna, apna to koi nahi. So I ask all of you to reflect over it. What is it that has never left you since childhood in this life? Spend a few moments on it.
I mean, this is a very impulsive answer, but thoda cliche bhi hai. But for me, I can say, for example, the presence of my mother in my life has never left me. No matter how much I have rejected her, but she has always been around.
Yes. So when your mother went to school,
Yeah.
your mother is a teacher, right? She went to school. Then,
of course, then not.
yeah, so I am including those moments. That which has never been away for you, even for a moment. What is that?
Yeah, only the divine. And
Yes. Yes. Actually, if we look closely, we have never left our side. So that most intimate person that I know truly is actually myself. And I'm not saying the body or the mind or the feelings. I'm actually referring to the one owing to which the field in which everything, all the drama of my life has been happening. That field has never left me. We can call that field as witnessing or awareness, the presence of awareness. Even in the moments of not being aware, where was the drama of not being aware happening? In my presence. So if I actually can say who is truly my own, there is nothing else that I find apart from that absent presence, if I can say. It's a presence, but it is an absent presence. It is almost, it can't be touched, it cannot be very obvious, but it has been there. And it is so obvious that I ignore it. So जब हम अपना अपना की बात कर रहे हैं कि तू मेरा अपना क्योंकि तूने मुझसे शादी कर ली, तू मेरा अपना क्योंकि तू मेरा माँ या बाप, तू मेरा अपना क्योंकि तू मेरा सिबलिंग, बिल्कुल होंगे वो अपने, बट ऐसा कौन सा अपना है जिसने हमें कभी भी नहीं छोड़ा है? There, abide by as that. It is a foolishness to abide by as anything else which is fleeting. And in that foolishness, all of us fall on our nose. And then I can actually truly love. Then there can be a fullness in love, because there would be nothing that I'll be demanding from the other person or the relationship, that if you are not there, I will be doomed. So be there, be there.
Monica, how does one love with these ideas of detachment and selfishness? Because, I mean, if I start, when I think of these ideas, there is a gap that is created between me and the other.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of, say, the intellectually, if I think about this detachment.
You are right. There is a gap that is created. Yeah, you're right. It's almost that you are immersing as if in your aloneness more and more.
Exactly. There's a holding back.
Yeah, I don't think that is a holding back. It may appear as that to the mind in the beginning, but that's okay. It's just a phase. It's one imagery that I can use here is, हमें आदत जो है ना, हमारी पुरानी आदत, वो है भसड़ में रहने की. तो अब जब एक नई आदत आती है अपने साथ जीने की ना, तो ऐसा लगता है कि ट्रू लव वो था जो मुझे बॉलीवुड में दिखता था या मेरे दिमाग में जो इमेज थी. हाँ. और अब क्योंकि जने थोड़े से दूर होते हुए लग रहे हैं, एज इफ आई एम अवे फ्रॉम दोज पीपल, आई एम बिकमिंग मोर ऑफ माई सेल्फ. A true kind of individuality is rising. So it feels that जने या ना जने इससे तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता ना. तो फिर शुरू शुरू में ऐसा लग सकता है कि जो पुराने, इट्स जस्ट अ ओल्ड हैबिट ब्रेकिंग एक्चुअली, इफ यू सी, बिकॉज द ओल्ड हैबिट वाज टू बी क्राउडेड. The mind was crowded, feelings, emotions going on all the time, and the life was crowded with people. And I know what havoc it has created. I'm not unaware of that havoc. Now, when this new life is emerging out, knowing and kind of being with my own self, you are right that a certain distance appears between you and the other person. It's a beautiful and a healthy distance, owing not to the presence of that distance, the havoc was created, the violence between you and the other was created. So it is a beautiful distance to be. It is a beautiful distance that yes, you are, yes, I am complete in myself, and yet it is a pleasure to be living with you. अब इसमें कुछ बंदे बहुत इनसिक्योर हो सकते हैं, especially the ones who have just been living from this sense of lack. Your strength of being alone all by yourself can actually make them wavy. Oh my God, she doesn't need me anymore now. But again, it is a shubh, it is an auspicious discomfort, even for the other person.
And it's not just the feeling of being alone that I refer to. For example, I mean, I'll give an example that we are, as you said, na, bhasad mein itna involved hai. We are so involved in everybody else's life around us.
बिल्कुल.
My mother, be it my sister, be it my husband, and making sure that they are doing everything right, that they are eating right, and तो जब एक step back लो, it's almost as if you're not caring enough. You're not invested. No, am I not? मतलब, am I being?
Totally, I totally buy you. Yeah, totally buy you. Yes, हमें लगता है कि हम परमात्मा हैं. है ना, कुछ टाइम में करते 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 हमें लगने लग जाता है कि हम ही हैं जो कर रहे हैं. I remember I have shared this many times earlier also, that when I landed up in the hospital for the first time for my surgeries, for cancer, I realized that I was not doing actually. कि मेरे बिना भी बच्चे खा पी रहे हैं, मेरे बिना भी बच्चों की पोटी साफ हो रही हैं, मेरे बिना भी बच्चे नहा रहे हैं, खेल रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं. And I was invested in them, as you're saying that, you are invested in all the relatives and family members. And again, that is not to say that now in this new life you will not be invested, but to be invested and to keep on demanding from the other people a certain kind of reaction in return or love in return, that has been eating me up. So now I live the aloneness, or that taking steps back from other people's lives. I think it is a beautiful place to be, because you are also making the other person more responsible and more independent in their own selves. And it is not that you will not be interacting, you will be interacting. But the interaction may change its form. It may become more a heart-to-heart connection rather than just asking about food all the time or dishes all the time. I'm just kind of giving a reference. For example, if I look at my own self, I am the person who is least connected with my own family, blood relations, or my extended family. And yet, whenever it comes to truly speaking heart to heart, I am very blessed that there is an instant connection and there is more and more conversation happening. Whether I have not talked with that person for 10 years, I have not been asking how is he doing, not at all. But when the heart to heart connection is needed, immediately, one can talk for length of a time. So the connection was ever there. The connection is forever there. But I don't have to do a formality of, saying hello and hi, that I know I care about you. Because then I'm also kind of making the other person dependent, that if I don't say hello, I'm caring about you, the person will be waiting for my call, oh, Monica ne to phone nahi kiya. So I'm just kind of thinking out loud in front of you. And it is not, as Gaurav is sharing, it is not a self-centric, and paradoxically, it is a self-centric state to be. I'll tell you how. We feel that our self, where I am centering myself, is separate from other people. Is that so? Yes, ego is separate from other people. And that is why ego will want to connect to all the people and say hello and hi. Because it feels very, very separate. It feels restless. But the self where I am centering myself now, if I can call it a centering, I cannot actually call it a centering because it is my own essence. है ना, मैं अपने essence से तो दूर नहीं जा सकती. I'm just realizing it more and more in my life. Huh? So if I am more and more living from this vaster self within, can it be that I am disconnected from people? Can it be? I am connected to now the same people at a deeper level. Would it not be a truer way of relating? Now Aradhana ji has connected with us, Ravi ji, Yasho ji. I don't even know all these people. But yet we are family. And I do not call Aradhana ji and ask, how are you doing? So does it mean that I care less for her or for other person? So then, I feel that the more and more we become available to the true being in us, I think there is more depth, first of all, and there is less of formality, and there is more truth and honesty. That if I really want to talk, I'll just pick up the phone and talk. I'll maybe drop her a message or something, anything. But there will not be this chuma chati that people do, you know, the buttering, the caring, which we, on the name of love and care, we do this. You know, kaise ho, theek to ho, khana kha liya. You know, the person is 50, 60 years of age. Now, I am not saying do not care for your parents or all that. You know, obviously, do it in all, by all means, whenever the help is needed. But I think a lot of drama can be dropped, which can give a space to a fuller life, where other things in life can take kind of that space. Yeah. And शुरू में discomfort भी होता है. शुरू में it's like it appears very guilt भी आती है. Yeah, yes, आराधना जी. गिल्ट भी आती है कि क्या सोचेंगे मेरे फैमिली मेंबर्स मेरे बारे में, सब कुछ आता है, क्योंकि हमें आदत नहीं है ऐसे जीने की. पुरानी आदत जब जाती है तो विड्रॉल सिम्टम होते ही होते हैं. So one has to go through that discomfort, and as Radhana ji is sharing that she is experiencing the benefits of it, you know, of less bhasad and less drama in life. But the moment I begin to experience these benefits, तब मुझे लगता है हाँ ये पाथ सही है. ज्यादा उंगली किसी की भी जिंदगी में, चाहे वो मेरा हस्बैंड ही क्यों ना हो, ठीक नहीं है. And whenever a connection is there at the heart to heart level, whenever there is a need to talk, we talk. And we deeply know that the other person will get it. So there is a truer way of relating. There is a deeper way of understanding. Wouldn't that be what we call as, you know, life, a truer way of life? और शुरू में ऐसा भी लगता है कि बहुत कुछ छिन रहा है. ऐसी फीलिंग आती है कि छिन जाएगा, ये सब छिन जाएगा. तो according to me, so far the journey, you know, I think it is just more and more bounty or grace that is available. जो छिनता है वो सारा कूड़ा कचड़ा ही छिनता है, और छिन जाए तो अच्छा है. बट ये है कि हम स्टार्टिंग में कूड़े कचड़े को हम ऐसे पकड़ के बैठे होते हैं कि मेरा कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट छिन जाना है. बट इंपॉर्टेंट तो छिन नहीं सकता. नथिंग कैन टेक what which is essential to my being. Anything, nothing in this life can take it away. So जो भी छूट रहा है वो it's okay. अगर वो छूट जाता है तो you will get a knowing from your being within कि ये सही है, ये मार्ग सही है, इसमें कम है भसड़, इसमें शांति ज्यादा है, भसड़ कम है. You know, let us take this last couplet that I want to take head in this document. मोह सलिल की धार में बह गए गंभीर, सूक्ष्म मछली सुरती है चढ़ती उल्टा नीर. So this flow of getting attracted in the object of sense perceptions, persons, relationships, the from a sense of lack, in this attachment, in the field of attachment, बड़े बड़े लोग बह गए. People who say that I have been doing sadhana for 30, 50 years, वो भी बह गए. अब उनको क्या चाहिए? उनको सरेंडर के बेनिफिट्स चाहिए कि सरेंडर तो कर लिया, 20-30 साल हो गए, बेनिफिट्स कब आएंगे सरेंडर के? सो अभी भी चिपके हुए हैं, अभी भी वहां पे हम चिपके हुए हैं. सूक्ष्म मछली सुरती है चढ़ती उल्टा नीर. It's like the turning of mind towards its own source. It's a very subtle movement almost that happens. When the mind is tired of the objects of sense perceptions, running after these and not finding fulfillment, because it's mind nature to find fulfillment. The true nature of the mind is rest. That is why it craves for it. Sukshma machli, it is a very delicate machli, which is surati, awareness. Chadti ulta neer. The mind has now turned its direction. Instead of going to the objects of sense perceptions, now it is going back, turning inwards towards its source. चढ़ती उल्टा नीर. पूरा सोसाइटी और समाज का फ्लो किस तरफ था? उस तरफ. ये भोगो, वो भोगो, कंज्यूमरिज्म, शादी कर लो, ये कर लो, बच्चे पैदा कर लो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग मत करो, बट वो करने से कुछ फुलफिल हो जाएगा. नाउ द माइंड हु हैज been all through these experiences, it is knowing the futility of its actions and hence turning within, changing the direction towards its source from which it is arising. There lies the rest. There lies the fullness. And there one is away from the entanglement of life. And yet within the life, it's not that one is away from life, much deeper in life, not just shallow on the surface and not daring to touch the deeper depths. With this knowing, I can actually go deeper into my life and go close to emotions, go close to feelings, because then there is a fearlessness that comes in the being. That when I know who I truly am, why should I be afraid of anything? Darkness, bring it on. Challenge, bring it on. Then there is no fear to go through any experience. So this is the trick that is shared by Kabir ji. Sukshma machli surati hai, chadti ulta neer. Usually the mind is always focused as attention. So this awareness which we were talking of, the witnessing awareness, it contracts, and in order to know the objects or people or relationship, it contracts and attends. It kind of becomes attentive to those things and persons out there. अब ये अटेंशन कहां से इमर्ज हो रही थी? अवेयरनेस से. अटेंशन क्यों डेवलप हुई? क्योंकि मुझे इन चीजों को जानना था, ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ सेंस परसेप्शंस को जानना था, तो मैं अटेंशन दे रहा था इनको. द सेम प्रोसेस दैट came from awareness became attention and attended to objects. Now what is happening is the reverse. Attention is going back and merging into awareness. Now there is no object of sense perception needed in order to be awareness. Awareness just is. So there I find my rest. There the mind finds rest. It does not need to attend. Now whenever the attention will be needed, again from awareness the attention will rise and attend to whatever is needed. But what is the source? So one has to go back to the source of this movement of attention, and where one finds rest and can kind of, we can refresh ourselves in that immersion. So I think from my side, I'm done. If you have anything, any comments, anything to share, you're most welcome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.